words in Hebrew. Boker Tov. What it means, Boker Tov? Boker, it's morning. Tov is good. So we are saying, Boker Tov, it's good morning. So let's hear it again. Boker Tov. Great, so you see, they're not two words in Hebrew. My name is Ziva, and I'm the director of Ulpan Etzion. In a few minutes, we're going to explain you who we are, what we are doing here, who are the great people that sit with us. I want to welcome you and say that I'm very happy, because as I said before when I walked, in the COVID time, we didn't see people, or we see just masks, or we were alone here. People were in the rooms. So to see so many people coming back, we used to have so many people here, and in the Corona time, it was like break from everything, and we were alone here. We never felt alone, but we were alone. Alone, lonely. So now we're fine, back to the business, and it's beautiful to see people with us and friends and people who care about us. So thank you very much for coming here and be with us today. It's really warming for us. You came to Absorption Center. This is home for 500 students. All of them new immigrants that left everything behind, left home, and came to Israel to build a new home. So I can speak hours about this great place. And the students they're going to meet today, all of them are studying now in the classes. So before the teachers will kill me and say, they don't study Hebrew because they're here with you. Together with me, I would like to introduce Tali. Tali is our social worker. And Tali made Aliyah from Brazil and Switzerland. So she's also a new immigrant, but not so new. 9 years. 9 years in Israel, but it's feeling that the staff that works here, most of us, I was born here in Jerusalem. I didn't have the privilege to come to Israel to make Aliyah. Aliyah is to come to Israel. It's Olim Chadashim, so all of them are Olim Chadashim. I was born here, but my grandfather and my father made Aliyah from Iraq. So I know what it's to be part of the family when you have a new immigrant. But my grandfather used to say that in the moment that he left Iraq and came to Israel, he knew that this is going to be his home. He never left Jerusalem. He stayed in Jerusalem all his life. And I got from him the feeling what is to leave country, to leave home, because when he was living over there, he felt home. He studied in university, and he did a lot of things for the Jewish over there. He brought Jews to Israel. He was part of the immigration in Iraq. And it was not legal at that time to come to Israel. And he was also in the jail in Iraq because he brought Jewish to Israel. So I know what is the feeling, because all my life I heard the stories and I had the feeling what is to leave a place and to start a new life. So the students here will speak a little bit about themselves. You can ask questions. It's like a free, but I want, if some of you can tell to us, I know, but maybe for who you are, that will know. So maybe one of you want to tell us.
So we're all with a collective group from End Time Ministries, and our family, myself, Urban Baxter's daughter, and his other daughter, we brought a group of people here from the United States because we have a huge effort here. We love the people of Israel and have for years, and we've supported the Jewish Agency for years. I've had Deborah Ganani on my radio program in Dallas many times. Wow. And so we've worked with her, known her for years and years and years, and have supported the Jewish Agency. And so we wanted to bring our group here to let them know what you do, because we're interested in helping Jews make Aliyah back to Israel as well. Very interested in that and our future efforts and things we'll do here in Israel. And we really love you guys. We want you to know that.
Thank you very much. Wow. Dvorah said so good words about the father, and she told me that they were good friends.
Yeah.
So she said, take care of them beautifully. She's now in Korea. She couldn't be here. But she's sending the messages. Be good. I count on you. They're the best. So now you know. Okay, so let's start. Each one of them will tell a little bit about themselves. Sure. Please ask questions. Let's make it like a... בסדר? מאור, אתה תהיה ראשון. כן, כן.
Hello everyone. My name is Maru. I came from Ethiopia, originally from Ethiopia. I've been here since it's been 3 months since I've been here,
Wow.
and I'm here taking a Hebrew lesson, and I'm enjoying the diversity here in this compound. It's really amazing, and I made Aliyah with my mom and with my one brother and sister. There's one sister there in Ethiopia. She's waiting to make Aliyah again, just like us. And I am here with. I have lots of families here, like my grandma, my granddad, and uncle and aunts here. And that's it. Happy to see you.
Mao, how old are you?
Now I'm almost 29. Yeah.
And what did you study? What do you do in Ethiopia?
I studied. I have a bachelor degree in mechanical engineering that I took in Ethiopia, and I'm hoping to continue my career here in Israel.
And how long have you been here?
I've been here for 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
So, and the English, how you know to speak English? Yeah, it's very good.
That's very.
Yeah, because I just love watching Hollywood movies.
Of course.
Very good.
Are there qualifications that you have to like fill out a form or something to make Aliyah, or how does that work?
Yeah, of course there is like the first qualification is you have to be Jewish.
Yes.
And because my grandmom and my grandfather have been here like for 22 years, so we are obviously Jewish, and we have the right to make Aliyah.
That's great.
And how you find Israel for now, for the last 3 months? It's something that you dream about? You thought that it's going to be like this?
Yeah, I've been talking this thing for many times, and it was really like a dream. Like we've been waiting to make Aliyah for 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom has been departed from her father and mother for 22 years. She's been waiting, and now finally we made Aliyah, and now I feel like I have not been waiting. Like I found it really amazing.
Yeah.
To be here in Israel, it's like home, and it's really amazing. Yeah.
Are you able to work a full-time job now already, or are you trying to find a job?
Now I have to just, my duty is just to learn the language, because it's really is not easy to interact with the outer world. Like the language is the barrier, so I have to finish the language. I will take the language and for like a year here in the Zion, and then after that I will look for a job.
Is it hard to learn the language?
Because I had a little experience before, just like I have with English. I also tried to speak a little bit Hebrew. I had the experience to watch, not like as a Hollywood, but I sometimes watch Hebrew movies, listen to music. So I have a little experience, and it's not that much.
So you have a good ear for languages.
Yeah.
Basically, the student coming for a semester, this is 5 months of intensive Hebrew learning. They study 5 days a week, 5 hours every day. So it's hard, but you see when they're coming in the beginning, we don't speak any word in Hebrew. Some of them know Hebrew from home or from, as Mama knows, but most of them don't speak Hebrew, don't read, don't write. So they're coming for 5 months, study Hebrew every day. We have 12 classes in different levels. So you can see in the end of the Ulpan, everybody speaks Hebrew. It depends how it's going to be serious, if they're doing homework, if they're coming to class every day. But
And I just want to add this, this is the best place to learn language for me. It's not only for me, for most people who made Aliyah, this is the best place, because you can find different kind of people. Also, people working, they don't just put themselves like in office. Like we found Ziva, and everywhere we go, and you can talk to them. So it helps us to improve the language also, like everyone.
You're immersed.
I got a question. This may be for one, maybe both of you guys. how do you determine if somebody's Jewish? So if they say, hey, I'm Jewish, I want to make Aliyah, is it DNA, or do they have to trace their lineage back so far? How do you, like if I said, hey, I'm Jewish, I want to come, and you're like, I don't know if you are or not. How do you know, how can you determine that they're Jewish?
So maybe
Do
you
you want me to answer that?
Yes.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I can answer also.
There's
Let's see.
essentially a semi-government agency for whom that is their job. That is part of their actual responsibilities.
Okay, so what I'm saying is though, do you know how they vet somebody? Is there a DNA?
There's a variety of ways, and it depends. Their standards differ based on where you're from.
Okay.
Because how we trace Judaism also kind of can differ from culture to culture, if you will.
Basically, you have to give some papers that will show the proof that you're Jewish. So maybe there's letters from rabbis that say that he was part of the community, he was study. You bring in French, they call it livret de famille. It's like the history of the family.
Genealogy.
So you have to bring papers. Sometimes they ask you to see your parents or to. So it's a kind of documents, and I think some of them were part of the community, the Jewish community. So when they're coming to the Jewish agency, you can know by the family name, you can know by the history of the family. But I don't think that they're doing any testing of law. No. Okay. Maro, I want to say to you that you're amazing. And I'm so happy that you are with us. Our students come from more than 45 countries, from all over the world. So for the first time, we have 24 students from Ethiopia, all of them academic, because this place is for young adults, 22 until 35, and they have to be with a degree from a university. Because the way that we study here is so intensive and so, I would say hard, but it's a challenge to know a language in 5 months. So you have to be with the quality of sitting in a class. And we saw that people are coming from the college, they already been there, so they know the skills of study. So now we have 24 students from Ethiopia, 6 girls, and it's the first time, and it's amazing because we see how, I don't see any difference. So in the beginning I said, we have people from Russia, Argentina, Brazil, United States, England, so many countries, and how it's going to be with the Ethiopians. So I can tell tomorrow and all the friends, we are family. I don't see any different. They learn the language, they're going to the shul. Everything is amazing. Like for me and for Tali, it's so exciting to see how they're together with us. And I have a feeling that in the heart we're together, we're the same. So, תודה רבה לכם ש... Okay.
Everyone, my name is Israel Hollander. I made Aliyah from Baltimore, Maryland about 4 months ago. And before that, I was working in the States. I was working for a company called Exelon, which from Texas, you guys may know. And I studied also mechanical engineering. And since I got here, like my experience has been amazing since I got here. At the beginning, I got here before the Open started, and I was traveling around the country a little bit and seeing all different sites, and that was really enjoyable. And then Open started, and the experience has been amazing. Like I'm learning tons of Hebrew here. There's also lots of activities that they have for us. Just on a regular day, like they'll take us to different parts of Jerusalem and see different areas. We'll do tours of the country. So, and interacting with everyone from all the different countries here. The experience has just been amazing so far.
How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 26. Yeah.
So has any of your family gone before you here?
So my family, I do have some cousins here. All of my siblings and my family, they're all back still in Baltimore. But I also did spend time here when I was 17 years old. I came here for a little bit, and I was studying like Jewish philosophy, and I was in a school for Americans that's here. So I was speaking English every day, but I was still like here in the country and experiencing it for really about 2 years, actually a decent amount of time. Yeah.
Your field of study?
What?
What's your field of study?
Mechanical engineering? Yeah.
I gather it's your intention to get a job as a mechanical engineer eventually, or?
Definitely eventually. So right now, one of the reasons why I came like a few months before Opan is I was doing interviews for the Army here. So I'm actually going into one of the intelligence units after that.
You know that when you'll be in the army, you cannot say it anymore.
They told me.
If you're going to be in the special units of the intelligence, you cannot.
So they told me I could say
He's a
intelligence,
Modine.
but they said I can't say which part of Modine.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Great. But we'll never say your secret. We're going to keep it here.
Yeah.
Does the rest of your family plan to come in the future?
They are all considering it. They're not ready to do it yet, but slowly I'm going to convince them.
So what made you want to do that? What was your burning desire to do this?
I felt like this is the Jewish homeland, and it's, I think, the future for the Jewish people, and I really wanted to be a part of it. Like, I love the United States, but I didn't want to like see it from the outside. I wanted to be a part of it. And then I also, when I'm here, I feel like I can connect to everyone. We're all doing the same thing together, and I really enjoy that.
I know all the young people have to go in the Army for, I don't know how many years, but,
Yeah.
so anybody that makes Aliyah in this group, do they go and serve in the Army?
We're too old.
Tali can answer it.
Depends.
All the people that they do Aliyah until 22 years old, they have to be in the army.
Okay.
But after 22 years old, it's not they don't have to.
requirement.
But a lot of people like Israel, they want to do it and they volunteer to the army, and it's amazing.
And that's part of the experience too.
Yeah, it's like first of all, I feel like I could defend the country and help support the country, but also it's a really good integration experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So when you said army, was that U.S. or Israeli?
This is the Israeli version.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does it affect your citizenship?
So the U.S. allows you to join like a foreign military as long as it's not a military that's against the United States.
How do you know about it?
As far as being Aliyah, do you become a dual citizen? Do you change citizenship?
Oh yeah, so when you make Aliyah, you become a dual citizen. That's like part of the Aliyah process is becoming a citizen of here. And for the U.S., it's not a problem. Like now, I still have my U.S. citizenship and my Israeli citizenship. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you still watch American football on Sunday afternoon?
Oh, for sure.
Yes,
That's
of
part
course.
of the contract. But I mean, obviously there'll be times like where things are more busy and things are less busy. So there'll be times yes and no, but hopefully sometimes. Yeah.
How long have you been here this time?
What?
How long have you been here this time?
I've been here for like 4 months already.
Okay.
Yeah, like 2 months in the OPAN program and 2 months before that. Yeah.
What is the OPAN program?
What we're doing now, the Hebrew.
Oh, okay.
Ulpan is the word for learning the language. So
Oh, okay.
study here the Hebrew for 5 months. This is a program that all of them are here. They came in July and they will be here until December. The next semester will be January until June. So we have 2 semesters in a year, each one of them for 5 months. And they study the Hebrew 5 days a week, 5 hours a day. Very intensive.
Yeah.
Do they help you find housing here? Yes.
He's not yet there. That's going to be around November, December, when everybody is living in the 15th of December. So like a month before, we help them to find apartments. We're doing a lot of, Tali will tell you later, about finding a job, how you go to interview in Israel, how you write your CV, because it's different. We saw that a lot of new immigrants doing CV for 5 pages, 6 pages. In Israel, as we don't have time for sitting and reading 5 pages, so it has to be 1 paper, very clear, because they see so many CVs all day, so it needs to be something. So we have a workshop for how to build your CV, how to go to interview, how to speak in an interview. So we're doing a lot of things to help them to find a job and find an apartment. But now it's the 2 or 3 months in the beginning, it's focusing on the Hebrew.
So they live here?
Yes,
here in
we
that
have,
semester?
yes. I will explain you after they will say a little bit about themselves. I will tell you about the place.
Any other questions?
The guys.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania originally. I worked in finance in the U.S. What other questions have you asked? I'm 33, and I'm actually the last of my family to make Aliyah. My immediate family's already here. Yeah.
Did you know the language before you came, or you had to learn it too?
What a fascinating question. No, we're all, to be clear, we're all here learning. We're actually, I think you guys aren't in the same class. class, are you? No. We're all in, Yisrael and I are in the same class, but there's 11 different classes, and it starts from learning the alphabet to, describing what we were doing today in class was describing the characteristics that are most useful in our professional positions. So there's a real wide range. So I do have some background in Hebrew, but I am far from fluent, and like in English, I am on very bad terms with the grammar.
What if you fail? Do you get to repeat it?
You don't fail. you always learn something. Exactly. What you're learning may differ, but you're learning something.
You're in a
So
process.
did she say that everybody that comes through here has to have a college degree?
Yes.
So what if somebody wants to make Aliyah and they're just like, hey, I want to come home to Israel?
There's
So there are many-
34 absorption centers in Israel, so they
Oh, I
can
got
choose
you.
other places that are not for academic,
I understand.
or they are coming to, it's called Aliyah Shira, they're coming to, they rent house or they buy house if they have enough money, and they can come here to study. So beside the students who live in the campus, we have students that living around Jerusalem and coming only to study here. So or you can live here or you can live in study. But for the other people, there is a lot of absorption centers around Israel. Unfortunately, in Jerusalem, we're the only one. There were much more, but now we are the only ones. So, רצית לענות?
I was going to say essentially that, but also there's many different paths of making Aliyah, and also many different types of support that the Jewish Agency gives. So the type we've chosen and we have here is really not just the learning, but also the living, and they offer them separately as well as together in other places.
You said you were the last of your family to make Aliyah.
My immediate
Your immediate family. How many are those, and how long?
I have my parents and a sister.
And how long before did they come individually?
My sister had been planning it for a long time, as had my parents. They happened to come 6 months apart. In June 2020, my sister arrived, and in December 2020, my parents arrived.
When did you arrive?
2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're not a mechanical engineer?
I am not.
Finance, you said?
Finance. Is that what you will continue to work in, is finance probably?
Probably not, no.
But she
What's
can't
your-
say anymore.
So, what kind of job will you get, do you know?
That is a kind of more complicated story about my exact professional experience, which was for the government, and not the time to discuss it now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm happy to see you here. My name is Yana, and I'm representative of two countries, of former Soviet Union. Because I was born in Kazakhstan, and I spent 18 years there. And in Kazakhstan we have big community, and during my childhood I was going to Jewish Cultural Center. So that's why I know a lot of Jewish songs, dancing, we had concerts, we had all the holidays, everything. But unfortunately we didn't study Hebrew. We tried. Maybe we tried it 7 times. Maybe we tried it like starting from alphabet all the time, but then the teachers left, and we didn't finish even the alphabet. So that's why I know the songs, I know the translation, but I don't know the whole letters and everything. So after that, I came to study to Moscow, and I spent 11 years in Moscow. I was studying psychology at the university, and the last 5 years I was working at the university on administrative job, dealing with international partnerships. And of course we had a lot of partnerships with United States, and I even spent 4 months in Pittsburgh as well, in Carnegie Mellon University, but not working and not studying there. I was dancing there because they had open classes, and I was at that time I was writing my master degree thesis and dancing there. Speaking about Israel, the last time I came here was in December, and I was still working on my job, but online. And the idea was to travel around Israel, to work online and to stay in different cities, in different places. So then to decide which city would be preferred. And the last city was Jerusalem. It was by the plan the last because I came in December, and you know in December it's cold here. And I thought, why should I go out from Moscow to the cold place? So that's why I came to Eilat. You know, it's the most in Eilat, winter is perfect. It's perfect for hiking, for everything. So in April I came to Jerusalem and I fell in love with this city. So now I'm here.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
You emigrated as a Jew from Russia. They maybe didn't understand that, right?
Yes. I was born in Kazakhstan, but I made Aliyah from Russia because after Kazakhstan I took Russian citizenship because Kazakhstan doesn't allow to have different. It allows to have only one citizenship, Kazakhstan. And I thought that probably it would be better to have two. That's why I took Russian citizenship. But it was not that easy than to take Israel citizenship. It took a long time. It was, you know, a little bit complicated. Yes, but with Israel, unfortunately, Corona starts, and I had to wait for 2 more years to get there. So, but one wise woman whom I met in one event in bookstore, actually. She said that I was waiting for my Aliyah for 20 years, maybe. It's something about you guys from Ethiopia. And she said, I was waiting for 20 years, and you know, you can never be late to come to Israel.
That's cute. Do you play the piano?
Sorry?
Do you play the piano?
No, I just have long fingers.
I was going to ask if you'd sing and play for us.
No, I dance.
Is your family here too?
My parents are still in Kazakhstan, and probably they are not planning to come, because father doesn't want, mother wants, father doesn't want, but in this family, father is Jew, so he, from his roots, we have this opportunity to come. These documents are from my father. And my father always says, like, why should I go somewhere if I feel bad even here? So,
you feel better.
Sorry, should have probably said in response to your question about lineage and how we document, how they manage to document or substantiate that someone is Jewish. They, generally speaking, use the same, because part of the creation of the State of Israel was based on the Holocaust, they use the same definition as the Nazis. So as long as you have a Jewish grandparent, you can generally be accepted as a citizen. And how that's documented is kind of, or substantiated, does differ.
So all of you are single?
Yeah.
No, she goes, no children or anything?
I will
So in the
explain.
Opan, you can be in the Opan whether you're single or married. There's no place for for children to live here. So there are people here who are married. There are people here who are single.
And we help them to find each other, and I love it. So we have so many couples that got married from Panetzion, and I'm going to all the weddings. In Hebrew we say shidduch, like in Yiddish we're make it happen. So God makes it happen, but we are like when people sit in a class 5 hours a day, and then going to the dining room together, then going to activities together, living in the same campus, so it's so obvious that they will fall in love, or but we cannot accept kids because the environment of the place is for young. So imagine that we're doing like a dancing party and the kids want to go to sleep, or we're doing activities. The way that we teach here and the way that we live here, it's for young adults. So there's a lot of absorption centers in Israel for families, but we can have singles or married couples without children. And also the apartments are really small, so it won't be enough for a family. But they will create the family, and I just please.
What do you plan on doing when you get through with this learning, language learning?
Well, I'm thinking of getting back to these international events, international partnership or whatever. I don't know yet, but I hope that it would be so.
How difficult is it from, not the United States, but the other two countries, to make that Aliyah from there with the governments? Is there any issue?
With the government, no, but speaking about Russia, we just have to tell, like in the way, that we have another citizenship. For now, it is like that. And speaking about the process, like nobody, like it is allowed to go through this process. It is allowed for now to have several citizenship.
Was there any difficulties coming from Ethiopia?
With the government?
Yeah, well, I mean, just, yes, leaving, having...
No, we don't have any difficulties with the government because they already know that Jews make Aliyahs because they've been making Aliyahs like 30 or 40 years ago. Since then.
Back in the 90s or the 80s, it wouldn't allow for the Jews to go from Ethiopia, so the government of Israel did operations to, like running, you remember, Mivtza Moshe and Mivtza Shlomo, there's like airplanes coming to Sudan, and they're like, took all the Jews that could have to the airplanes, and it was like a secret mission of bringing the Jews, but now it's legal, like now they can, they have an embassy in Ethiopia, נכון? יש שגרירות? So I need to, you need to go back to class before,
I have one question.
but yeah.
How many people are on the white list to come?
A lot. But I have to say that this building is 45 years. So it's old building and the pipes are broken and we have to fix things because 45 years, imagine 500 people in a year, how many people are so when we have budget, we are doing some instructions and we're trying to build new things and we had a gym, now we're doing something else. We're trying to build ourselves when but we need budget for it. So for now it's okay, but when the time runs we need to be a new place. So what we give to the people is a feeling of home. So I think when you get friends and you have nice food and you have the teachers and they have us, so it's nice. But I think still we need to look better in the physical in the logistic things. But we are working on it.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
We have heard that how wonderful it was that many of the Jews were brought out of Ukraine. But we know there were a lot of different ages. So this is for young adults, but in your absorption centers that you mentioned, are some of them for the older Jews that have come here to take Aliyah?
From where? From Ukraine?
Anywhere.
We have place for the young adults, but the old people. Yes, there is other absorption centers for old people, or there are centers for כמו בית אבות, איך אומרים בית אבות?
Old age homes.
Yes, we have. It depends in what.
Old age homes. No, we're talking because there are a lot of Jews in Ukraine. Some of those Holocaust survivors that were stuck there that were gotten out. So we're really talking about everyone from babies to actual 90-something.
I just saw a lady made Aliyah last week. She was born here in 1921 when it was the British Mandate, and then she went to the U.S. as a 5-year-old. And last week she was 101, and she just made Aliyah.
Yes, please.
Thank you. To update the people that are with us and to let you all know, 6 months ago, our ministry, our partners, we gave $150,000 to the Jewish Agency to help bring the Jews from Ukraine. We've given more money than that in the past to help from all over the world, several different places, but I just thought that would be a point of interest that everyone would like to know that our partners believe in this, and so
thank you very much.
We do too.
תודה רבה. Thank you very much.
One more thing, Deborah, who isn't here, I think some of you met her and you've seen her on our TV show. But when my dad passed, my dad had such a love for the Jews, and this was very dear to his heart, and she has a plaque on the Christian conference room at the Jewish Agency, dedicating it to my dad and End Time Ministries, and so that was really special to us.
Wow, thank you. תודה רבה. As I suggested, let's make a picture with you, okay? You can stand here and I will take a picture. And then,
Will you send that to Jana and then she
Yes,
can
I will
send
send-
it to us?
בואי, את רוצה... Or you can take a chair and sit, because I know that people from Russia don't like to sit on...
No, it's
It took me time to understand the different culture between... My camera is not the best, so if one of you got a better... You want to make it in your...
You want to take your picture?
No.
Okay.